We are here, Mr. Donofrio from the Catholic University of Rome. Hello, sir. Welcome again. My first question is, why a production of red cells like an orchestra?
This is a very interesting question. Well, you know, in an orchestra, there are a lot of players who play different instruments, and there is a director who has to control that everything goes well, so that you can have beautiful music. Well, production of red cells is more or less like that, because you have different molecules, different signals, and you need something which regulates everything, so that red cells are produced according to the necessity of the body. We need red cells because red cells take oxygen to all the cells of the body. Without oxygen, we cannot live. So when a tissue has reduced oxygen for its function, then there's some sensing system which increases the quantity of red blood cells, which are the carriers. And the special sensor mechanism is in the kidney. There are specific cells which produce a factor which is named HIF, which means hypoxia-inducible factor. This factor is maybe the one who is the director of the orchestra, because when normally it is destroyed by the cells, but when there is no oxygen, and there are many possibilities, anemia, a disease, or maybe also when a person go to the mountain at 4,000, 5,000 meters, where the atmosphere has a low oxygen content. Well, in this condition, this director, the HIF, is increased and stimulates the production of another substance, which is named erythropoietin. This substance sends a signal to the bone marrow where red cells are produced, and stimulates the production of red cells, so that the temporary lack of oxygen can be corrected by an increased number of red cells. This is obviously what happens in a normal subject who has reduced oxygen arrival in his body. In disease, there are problems because the system is not functioning well. There is one problem in one of the different steps. So maybe one of the players has a broken instrument, so the music is not so good, so we have anemia.
Okay, my second question is, why ISLH involved in this Congress?
Well, ISLH is the International Society for Laboratory Hematology, and is interested in all the hematologists all around the world who work with laboratory techniques and try to make diagnosis. ISLH has a tradition of collaboration with the Turkish Society of Hematology. So in the last years there was a session in which speakers were found and named by the ISLH to give a contribution to the Turkish society. And it's this year I was impressed by the number of participants, by the interest and of the people in our lecture, and I'm very happy to be here.
Do you have any final word for our participants?
Yes, and I have an important one. Next year, the Congress of the International Society of Laboratory Hematology will be in Italy, which is my country. It will be in Milan, which is the most modern city of Italy. And this year in Milan there was the international exposition, maybe you know the Expo 2015, very successful. And I hope that a lot of Turkish colleagues, hematologists, laboratory people will come to Milan in May next year for the ISLH Congress.
Okay, thank you for
Thank
your
you.
invited, and we are glad to have you here. Thank you very much again.